Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am Charlie, and this is my wrap-up video that I put up at the end of every month. We've made it. We've made it to the end of November. That was really quick. I feel like there was less time in this month than we usually get, especially with the holidays kind of like right here. Like I'm filming this right now on Wednesday, so we've got Thanksgiving is like about to happen, and then the rest of the holidays as we close out the year are coming. A lot going on. I'm hosting Thanksgiving this year, so this video I think is going to be pretty quick. I'm going to just kind of try to get through all the points as quickly as I can because I got a lot of prep to do upstairs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the books and games that I read and played this month, as well as talk about the books and games that I want to play next month. And then I'm going to touch really quickly on just kind of like channel stats and how we're doing over here on the channel side, as well as plans for the channel or like, any changes that I want to make or whatever. We'll see what we talk about there. It's a pretty easy month to talk about, honestly, because we've got Wind and Truth right around the corner. That's early next month that's dropping. And I have a couple more books that I have to read and like before I can actually pick that up. So I've been working really hard to get that done. I'm a pretty slow reader, and the Stormlight Archives books are massive. So with those two things combined, most of my month has been spent on Rhythm of War, which is book 4 in the Stormlight Archives series. I have the UK edition, which means that the publisher makes Brandon Sanderson split the one book into 2 books. But, anyway, it's one book, and it's huge. So I've read up to here. So I've got around 200 pages to go. So, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm filming this a little early. So this is a few days before you'll be watching this. It's Wednesday right now, and I'm going to put this out probably on Friday. So by then, this book should be finished. We'll see how it goes with the holidays. I don't know that I'll be able to finish it by the end of the month, but I'm pretty confident that this will be done. This has been so good, by the way. I feel like I heard like middling things about the book, and I was a little worried because honestly, I didn't love Oathbringer. Like it was fine, but I felt like I was kind of dragging myself through Oathbringer. Like I had to kind of force myself to pick it up a lot of the time, which is not common for me and Brandon Sanderson's books. So that was a little weird. And then I was nervous to pick this one up. I feel like I've heard some criticisms about it, and I don't know. I didn't want another, massive book that I wasn't super into, even though the ending of Oathbringer was great. But anyway, I was nervous going into this one. I am very happy to report that I was sucked in like right away, and I've been loving it the whole way through. My friend recently just told me, like, because I asked him, I was like, why don't people seem to shout about this book? It's so good. And then he told me, it really boils down to these 2 things, which I won't mention here because spoilers a little bit. But he said these are like the 2 main criticisms that the book has. And I was like, oh, I like specifically love those 2 things. So maybe I'm in the minority there, but I'm happy to be in that minority because I've been loving it. It's so good. I don't want to say really much about it because it is, again, book 4 in a series. But yeah, if you haven't picked up Stormlight Archives, it is the time to do it. There's the new book is right around the corner, and I'm very excited. I have not. I have actually. I was current around when for Mistborn, around when The Lost Metal, the final book in that series came out. Or final book so far. And that was a very exciting time. So I'm excited again to be like hopefully caught up by the time we get to this new book. And if I can pick it up day 1, that'll be awesome. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, and we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, very, very excited. So again, reading Rhythm of War, loving it, haven't finished it yet, and I'm hoping to do so before the end of the month. Definitely it'll be done before, the new book comes out. I also read 2 volumes of One Punch Man, so volume 28 and volume 29. These, again, really late in the series, so I can't really say anything, But I will say that I keep thinking that the series like must have an end soon, or like, you know, the things that are happening in it right now feel like end of the line kind of stuff. But I know that the series continues after the printed volumes. Like it continues to be released, but you know, just not in these like collected volumes that I buy. So I don't know how they're going to keep going, but they will. They keep doing it to me. So that has been very fun. I've been definitely enjoying this series a ton, which I feel like I've talked about this several times now. But yeah, it's really great. If you haven't picked it up and you're new to manga or whatever, I think it's a great place to start. I also read volume 15 of One Piece, and I am definitely solidified as somebody who is enjoying One Piece right now. It's definitely still not like an all-time favorite book series of mine or manga series of mine, but really it was good. It was another good volume. There are some characters that I don't really care about, and they keep having page time, and I'm a little bit over them, and I think that they will probably continue to be kind of important to the story, and they'll continue to be present. And again, I don't care about them, but other than that, it's been really cool. The situation that the cast of characters is in is very fun, so having a lot of fun with that as well. I also started reading Joker, which has also been really good. I almost finished this one. You can't really tell there, but I'm probably 2/3 of the way through, maybe 3/4 of the way through, something like that. And it's great. It's been a while, I feel like, since I read like a real comic book. So, or like, you know, like an American comic book, but it's been good. I've been liking that. I picked this up with no expectations about, you know, the quality of it or really any idea what the story was going to be about. But DC put out this new like line of graphic novels. They've only done a few so far, but I assume they're going to continue to do more. And it's just like a smaller form factor. So here's it compared to like a manga. And I just thought that was kind of neat. So I picked this and a couple of others up. But yeah, it's been really cool. It's like a very dark, gritty story, which makes sense because we're following the Joker, obviously. So far, at least, there's no Batman. They haven't even mentioned him by name, I don't think. But, you know, he's obviously... They've hinted at that guy and, you know, that's Batman or whatever. But it's kind of like Joker gets out of prison and it's him trying to like kind of catch up on what he missed while he was in prison is pretty much what the story was like. I haven't figured out why he was released from prison or anything like that yet, and I assume we're going to get into that. So yeah, been really cool. I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to finishing that up. Probably also before the end of the month because it's, you know, I have one short sitting left before I finish it. It's a quick read. And that is pretty much it for what I've read this month. Again, my main focus has been Rhythm of War, so I've been fitting in little things here and there when I need a break from the giant tome that is Rhythm of War. But for the most part, loving it. Don't really need much of a break. As far as games go, I actually didn't really play much. You know, Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, I played. That was really good. That is, I just put out a whole video on that. So if you're curious what that game is about, go check that video out. It is a really fun game. I've played it before, and you know, nothing new, but really solid. But other than that, I didn't really play anything. I did get a new game, which I'll talk about in the next section when I talk about what I'm going to be playing. But yeah, really slow month for board games. I just didn't really have time to do it. Again, we are hosting the holidays this year, so it's been busy month. So now we can jump into next month. Next month, I think, is also going to be a pretty busy month in terms of just like general life stuff, but I do have some plans here for books and games that I'm hoping to play as well. Like I said, I'm trying to catch up on Sanderson before Wind and Truth, the new book, comes out, because I really want to read that like day one. So I'm going to hopefully finish Rhythm of War by the end of this month. I really don't think that should be a problem. And then as soon as I do that, I have one of two things that I'm going to pick up kind of immediately after. The first, the one that I should pick up, because this is the last book in the Cosmere that I have to read before I pick up Wind and Truth, and that is The Sunlit Man. I have the kind of the Secret Projects like special edition one that came out. It's got the black sprayed edges, beautiful art throughout it. I've heard good things. I've heard it's fun, it's fast. I know the audiobook is only like 11 hours or something like that, which I usually listen to these audiobooks at like 2 times speed anyway, so should be a really quick book if I'm planning to like immersively read this, which is like, listen to the audiobook while you read the actual physical book in your hand, which is how I generally read Sanderson's stuff. So that is, I think, still feasible that I could read that before Wind and Truth comes out, because that comes out, I think, the 6th of December. So I have, as soon as I finish Rhythm of War, if I pick this up, I think I can do it. I think I can cram that in, kind of go hard on it and finish it up before Wind and Truth comes out. If I do that, then I will be picking up Wind and Truth day one immediately, and I cannot wait. I'm very excited, especially with how much I've been loving Rhythm of War. I'm dying to see how this story comes to a close, because this is the final book in the series, at least this like time period, or at least for a while. There's I think there are going to be like 10 books in the series or something like that. But this is like kind of the close on this part of the story. So very excited. Cannot wait. That's the book that I should read next. I am feeling like I might want a break, like between Sanderson before picking up more Sanderson. So either before or after Sunlit Man, I might try to fit in Lost Ark Dreaming. I don't really know much about this book other than Rebecca of Reading with Rebecca Nicole loves this book, like absolutely loves it. It's really short, and I love a short book. I love novellas generally, so that's exciting to me. And what I've heard her say about it makes it sound really interesting. The back of the book says, "What are we but water and skin? What are we but stories that touch? The hand that feeds is sometimes bitten. The hand that feeds is but a foot in disguise. Ask not what is, but what isn't. Ask not what is, but what may be." That sounds neat. I don't know. That's a cool, that's not really a synopsis of what the story is, but that was written in a cool way. I like the sound of that. So yeah, I don't know. I got this from the library. I'm hoping to maybe potentially fit it in between books here. But again, I don't really know if it's possible. But if I am feeling kind of like Sanderson burnout by the end of Rhythm of War and Sunlit Man, and I do want a break before I pick up Wind and Truth, definitely this is what I'll be picking up. Quick, short book that I've seen recommended to me, again, by Rebecca Nicole, which I'll be putting her channel. Maybe I'll just link to the video in which she talks about it, her review of it. It was a really good video. If you're interested at all in the book, definitely check that video out, because she'll tell you actually what the book is about, like I am failing to do here. She's been shouting about it on her channel and in Andrew Watson's Discord. So again, very excited to pick that up. I'm really hoping I can fit it in. As far as games go, the only game that I'm really hoping to get to the table this month is Everdell Duo, which just came out. It was like a Kickstarter kind of thing for it. Everdell in general is my favorite game, or at least has been my favorite game for the past few years. It's definitely my most played game. I have several expansions. I have Everdell Farshore, which was also really fun. And then Everdell Duo came out, which I don't know if I really even need it, because I already think that Everdell is best at 2 players, which I don't know if that's a popular opinion, but that's my opinion. I love Everdell at 2. So when Duo was coming out, I was kind of on the fence, because again, I love Everdell at 2. I don't know that I need a Duo version, which is like a strictly 2-player version of the game. You can play it solo too, but it's a 2-player version essentially. But it is a little different. It's cooperative, so you can play it competitive, but I think the main idea behind it was that it's a cooperative version of the game, and there's like a campaign to it too. So really interested to get into that one. I don't think I'll be putting together a video for that game, but I do think eventually I'm going to be putting up a big Everdell video, just talking about Everdell as a whole, like all of the games that I have in the Everdell line. So pretty simple plan for what I want to accomplish next month. Definitely feasible that I would get through all those books. If any of them are moved to the next month, it would be Last Ark Dreaming as far as the books go. But we'll see. Really hoping that I can get these in. I don't think I'm going to read any manga this month because I really want to make sure that I can get through a good amount of Sanderson. And with all that out of the way, we can quickly brush over some channel stats and channel plans for the month of December. As far as channel stats go, this was a huge month. I don't know why, but the channel did really well this month. I guess I know how it was a big month, but I don't know why it was a big month. Like the how of it is that one of my videos got like 3,000 views. I think right now it's at like 3.1, almost 3.2 thousand views, which is nuts. And the only reason that happened is I think YouTube just chose to put my video in like on the homepage or like in people's recommended videos, which thank you to the YouTube gods. And if you are here from finding me on that video, which was my top 10 fantasy books, thank you so much for coming back. I'm so glad you stuck around. We went from, I believe it was 95 subscribers at the end of last month to currently sitting at 244 subscribers, which again, just that's insane. That's nuts. That's just crazy. So thank you so much if you have clicked that button. I'm so glad that you found something in my videos that made you want to come back for more. And I'm hoping that I can keep you around. I'm hoping that you'll stick around and keep hanging out with me in the comments, because we also got a ton of comments this month, which was really, really fun. Because again, that's my main thing right now. Like the main thing that I'm enjoying about this, at least, has been the comments. On that big video, there were a ton of comments, but then we also, on my TBR culling video that I put out the week after it, there were, again, just big comment numbers. So that was really fun. And the comments have been really fun talking about, just like I'm getting a lot of recommendations, and I'm having people, comment on my recommendations and telling me that, they hadn't heard of this book and they put it on their TBR, and that just feels good. That's been really fun. It's funny too that I had, definitely the best performing video in terms of comments and likes and views. And then I also released my lowest performing video so far, which is fine. It's fully expected. It was my first like board game specific video, like the first video that was on like a true board game. Because last month I did a video on 1,000-Year-Old Vampire, but that's kind of like a book board game, so the crossover was there, and a lot of people watched that one, engaged with that one. And then this one is like Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective is like a board game, like a real deal board game. So it was my first like real just board game video, and so I expected less views and stuff, and it did that, but it was really fun to make still. If you have watched it and you have kind of feedback for, that style of video, I know I have already given myself a lot of notes, things that I've learned from making that video that I'm definitely excited to take into the next board game video. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I really do love that game. So if you haven't checked that out and you want to hear about what a like crime solving board game is like, go ahead and check it out. It's there for you. If not, skip it. That's fine too. All in all, really good month for the channel, and I'm feeling really good about that, and I'm looking forward to more. What am I going to do this month, or at least the month of December? I'm going to do more of the same, really. I don't know that I have like a ton that I want to change. I feel like I'm happy with the video quality. I'm happy with the audio quality. I'm happy with how my thumbnails are turning out. I'm happy with the cadence. The one a week video has been good for me. That's been working for me. And I also like the schedule that I'm on currently, which is kind of like a book video, TBR culling video, board game video, and then the monthly wrap up at the end. I'm not entirely sure what the book video or the board game video are going to be this month. I'm thinking that the first video that I put out in December will be kind of about just like short books to read, because again, I love short books. Like I'm really excited about this book, and part of that is because it is a novella, and I love novellas, and I have a lot of recommendations for novellas. And it being the end of the year, I feel like a lot of people are trying to hit their kind of reading targets. So I think it could be cool to just talk about novellas that I love and also help people kind of hit those goals. So I think that's what my first video will be. So the video next week will be about, and then we'll have part 4 of my TBR culling series videos. So that'll be there in the second week of the month. If you don't know, that's the series where I'm going through my Goodreads TBR, which has like almost 1,000 books in it, and I'm trying to trim it down to something more useful. So I'll be filming that. And then I'll probably do like a last minute gift buying guide, which might be books and board games combined. I'm not sure, but definitely at least for board games, like board game recommendations in the form of like a curated list of, if you have somebody in your life who likes this, check out this board game, that kind of thing. I think that's what I'll be doing for that. And then we'll be back here in this chair talking about how the month went at the end of the month. So that's kind of the plan. Just do more of the same and keep having fun doing it and keep engaging with people in the comments. And that's it. That's the plan. I'm excited. I'm excited to continue going forward with this. Thank you again for watching another one of my videos. If this is not your first time here, if it is your first time, again, thank you for sticking it through. Thank you again to those of you who haven't subscribed. It really means a lot to me, and it makes me feel like I do want to keep doing this. So I really appreciate that. And a really big thanks to all of you who leave comments. Again, it's my favorite part of this. I absolutely love the community aspect of YouTube. I've been having so much fun chatting with people in the comment sections of my videos. So thank you again for sticking out. I'm saying thank you a lot, but I'm feeling very thankful. Maybe that's because Thanksgiving is tomorrow. It could be. So yeah, thank you. Thank you again. I will see you next week. Bye.